guys, Matt here and welcome to my fragrance obsession. I just want to say a big thank you to my mum for holding the camera. Today we're going to be reviewing a fragrance from Aramis, and this fragrance came out in 1988 and it's called New West. Cool. Now this fragrance was discontinued for quite a long time, but they recently brought, well, not recently, it's been out for a couple of years, and they made it part of the gentleman range, the Aramis gentleman range, where a lot of fragrances come in this little set, like Aramis 900, Devon, other ones like that. Tuscany is one of them. But and this is one of the ones that I have. This is the one that I've always liked. I remember going into Debenhams or House of Fraser, one of the two shops, and smelling it for the first time and really liking it. So, never got space on my hand. Okay, we'll try it here. Now, this fragrance is quite interesting because it's an aquatic fragrance, but it's not like your typical tropical aquatic scent. So it's not like a Nautica Voyage or a Set Sail St. Bart's. This one is a much more complex fragrance. It's definitely not like, going to the beach. This one is much more different. In fact, I don't know if I told you guys before, but this one is actually inspired by California. That's hence the name New West, Personally, it doesn't really remind me of the beach per se. It actually reminds me more of Route 66. Driving down Route 66 in the savannah, that's the sort of vibe that I get with this fragrance, because it's quite mature, but it's indeed very, very nice. It's good for this sort of weather. I mean, a lot of people would rather wear this some sort of maybe in the spring or whenever. Is your ramen again, ma'am? It won't be long. So, now, a little bit of information. Now, this fragrance was designed by Yves Tanguy, who's also designed other fragrances like Anne Klein 2. Never actually smelled that fragrance. It's an old perfume for women. Now let's look at the notes for this fragrance. Now, the first note I'm going to mention is called Cologne, and it's spelled C-A-L-O-N-E. And cologne is basically an artificial ingredient that's supposed to remind you of the beach. And this was the first fragrance to ever feature it. It was an ingredient that was founded in the 1950s, but was never used in perfumery up until this fragrance. And it's meant to remind you of the beach. In fact, it's named, I think it's Watermelon Catone, something strange like that. It doesn't remind you of watermelon whatsoever, but it was supposed to remind you of the beach back in the 1980s. Maybe not so much now, because it is sort of a dated fragrance, but at the time, a lot of people would have associated it with the beach and, sort of beach life in California. So, here we go. Now, the notes for this fragrance, in the top, we get cologne, bergamot, geranium leaf, and mint. I was going to say musk there. In the middle we get rosemary, sage, oregano, lavender, bay leaf, nutmeg and juniper berries. And in the base we get patchouli, sandalwood, cedarwood, moss and musk. There we go. Now straight away when I smell this, I don't get any bergamot, I don't really get a citrus, but I do get a refreshing fragrance. So I do get a lot of geranium and I do get a lot of mint. I think the mint plays a big part in this fragrance. A lot of people have said that when they smell this fragrance they get a melon. I don't get a melon, I get a lot of mint and a lot of geranium. So it's cool and refreshing in the sense of that mint note, not a refreshing in the sense of a citrus. So it is nice, but of course mint, I think when a lot of people smell mint they might associate it with a Davidoff Cool Water. Came out the same year as this, but it's not exactly the same as Cool Water, but I can see why people would compare the two. Now let's get on with the base, the middle notes, sorry. Now with the middle notes, I do get quite a lot of sage, and I get a lot of lavender as well, and maybe just the tiniest bit of nutmeg. It's quite floral, that's what it is. So it starts off very mint, starts off very refreshing, but then it gets powdery and it gets a little bit soapy and green. And the green is what a lot of people have noticed with this fragrance, that green sort of edge that it has. And it's very masculine, it's very refreshing, it's not really casual, I would say. I mean, it's casual in the sense of, a day like this. I mean, as you can see, we're in a beautiful place called Riverside Park in Chesley Street. So it's perfect for something like this, but in terms of maybe an evening or formal wear, but very, very nice nevertheless. Now let's get on with the base notes. Now the base is what I really like because it gets very woody and we get a lot of moss. The wood notes, especially that sandalwood, smells very rich and it smells very genuine. Like a lot of sandalwood notes in fragrances to me don't really smell that good. This one has some of the best sandalwood I've ever smelled in a fragrance, and that's probably what I would say is the best part of the whole fragrance. Now in terms of the longevity, this is very good. I get about 8 hours out of this scent, so that's good scent life. It's moderate, it's not amazing, but it's really good. Especially for a fragrance from this caliber. I mean, it's a cheap scent, but Aramis makes some great fragrances. They don't make soft scents, they don't make subtle fragrances, they make strong fragrances, so they're gonna last quite a long time. So, great fragrance. I would highly recommend you check this fragrance. It's a nice, refreshing, minty, like herbal sort of green floral fragrance. Very, very nice. It's definitely not your typical aquatic fragrance. This one is much more complex, much more bold, and it's got much more character than your typical, you know, exotic tropical fragrance. This one is very, very good. I would highly recommend you. Thanks for that, Mark. Sorry, ma'am, I just hit you there. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you've enjoyed this review. Ma'am, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For holding the camera. I know your arm's probably aching, is it?
Fine.
Well, thank you all so much for watching. I really do hope you've enjoyed this review. Please take care of yourselves, keep smelling good, and let me know what you think of Aramis New West in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye for now, and keep smelling good.